don't think you need to be specially prepared before coming to the school. I came here with no drawing skills. It was never my hobby, but here I got tools to actually learn well how to draw. Also, we have a lot of classes with sewing, so you can learn sewing as well. In my case, I knew how to sew because it was my hobby before, and that's how I got into design. But I never designed anything on the paper, so it was first time for me to really get into that, and I really enjoyed that. I chose to study in fashion college in English, even though I'm Polish, because I wanted to still use English, and I think that it's very helpful because all of online stuff is in English. I also very much enjoyed the multinational group that I had, and everyone's culture was different, so it was very interesting to learn, to explore and hear like first-hand relations, how it's in their country, how they see fashion. So it was very eye-opening to me. Also, we got classes where we were expressing and talking about our cultures, and it was very nice. It was very nice to see how someone from other country sees their country and their fashion. Also, I think it's just more interesting to have many people from different cultures, and nowadays English is everything, and I think that it's one of the best skills you can have when you go into fashion, to speak well English, and here you can learn and you can use English on a daily basis. When I was first thinking about my collection, I knew it had to be something that's close to my heart, which is 19th century fashion, and that's where I started. I started looking, and then I found many things I never seen before, even though I am into that style of fashion and I'm interested in history. I got this idea about the bodysuit, and that's when I started also digging something that could remind that in 19th century fashion. Of course, there is none. So then I found an article about aliens that was supposed to be real, and they were ought to have bad wings, and I thought instantly about vampires, and it so well ties into the 19th century fashion. When we think about that, when they think of vampires, they always wear this very stylish old clothing that looks very fashionable, of course. So that was part of that. And then I was thinking, well, they're aliens, so there has to be something out of this world in my collection as well. So I went with modern fabrics that will tie well into that, and the vampire kind of vibe it had. I wanted to look powerful and very feminine and strong, which might sound like a contradiction to some, but not in my opinion. For the colors, I wanted to go with the theme of vampires, so I chose black, as it's very easy to find fabrics as well. We have to think practically when we think about collection. After all, we're just students, not a big fashion company. So it had to be practical, and of course I chose purple as it's my favorite color, and I thought I just cannot make a collection without that. It wouldn't be me. Thinking about the silhouette for my collection, I wanted the shape to look balanced, inspired by late 19th century clothing. I wanted the waist to be snatched and the rest be quite full, so I chose to do full sleeves, like mutton sleeves and puffy sleeves, because I also love them, so that was an obvious choice. I wanted the waist to be quite small, so I chose to do quite tight corsets that were based on 1870s corset pattern that I found in a book, and then I altered to fit what I wanted. I made the hips fuller to give more feminine shape, more alien, because humans don't come in such shape. I also made some silhouettes more top heavy, but I think with the balance, wider hips, they still look balanced. I do like all shades of purple, and all shades of purple are equal and they're all the best. And it's a color I feel always comfortable with. I had struggled with not feeling myself in some clothing, but when I wear purple, I always feel myself and always feel confident and like I can conquer the world. Krakow is a very charming city. It has very many museums which you can visit, but you don't really have to when you have such beautiful buildings around. One of my favorite activities is taking tram number 10 because it goes through the city center. Every time I go, I see something new. So it's like a tour every day pretty much. Krakow has certain vibe. The people here are different. Everyone is fashionable and it's so inspiring to see so many young people wearing so many different fashions, and people are so expressive here as well. It's also much more LGBTQ plus friendly space here compared to other parts of Poland. So I think you can very much feel comfortable here when you're part of the group. You can see many flags here and people go on parades, and it's a very welcoming space. I think Krakow, it has something to it. Even though I was abroad, I like to come here, I like to spend time here. The old town is something when you can just travel back in time. It has something to it, something magical in my opinion.
Action.
So two of my favorites were drawing, because I wanted to learn how to draw, and it was very helpful to develop my drawing skills, and the teacher was very nice as well. For the second one, I think I won't have a subject. I would say it would be classes with Mrs. Dubanowicz, because she taught me how to believe in myself and how to be confident about my designs, and she also challenged the way I was thinking, which was very nice, because even though we often don't agree on certain things, I felt more comfortable, I felt more confident, and I could improve my designs, and I respect her opinion a lot. And she was very helpful not only during my school year but also during my diploma collection. School helped me to learn how to stay creative, because when you have to be creative every day, it's quite hard to stay motivated and to feel inspired. So I had to learn how to get myself inspired, how to get myself in the mood for creating beautiful stuff. So it's noticing how everything around you is art, how you can see beauty in every little thing, what you can do to feel like yourself, what you can do to feel comfortable and happy, how to keep inspiration coming, as well as surrounding yourself with correct images like Pinterest or Instagram, and following things that make you feel good and make you feel like you want to create something new. Also, looking around the city, it's very helpful to just look around and look at people, because at least for me, they're a source of inspiration. I very much like to see how other people see things. So, for example, when we had photography class, I very much enjoyed it, because I could see my own projects in someone else's eyes and someone else's perspective, and I learned that people see it very much different from me. So it was very interesting and very helpful to learn new things from other people who use different form of art to express themselves. In my group in the fashion college, we were very much about cooperation. I never felt like there was a competition between us, just everyone was trying to get better and everyone was helping each other. I very much enjoyed being in a group and having a brainstorm about ideas and what we can do and what someone else can do about the project and what other people would suggest, because they have very much different ideas, and that's very interesting to get different perspective on your own project, and then you can together come to even better designs, even better ideas. So it's very useful to work in a group, in my opinion, to get creative together and work together to create something way better than in the first place. Also, the competition, I think it's useful to want to get better at something, but it was always in a healthy way, never in a bad way that we wouldn't help each other out.